Yay! Morning or good morning. I'm still trying to work my Dutch, so it's nice. Thank you all for being here this early. I know that it's early. For me, it's early. I think for you, it's early as well. But it's nice that I have not only me, but you guys here. Cool. Thank you so much. Today, we will talk about a tool that generates random data. And I will explain this tool, how this tool works. It's super easy, but I will explain some aspects of the tool, how we can apply this tool in a day-by-day work, and some different aspects there, or some different things. So please, ask questions at any time. It's being recorded, but I will, I will say again your question. Then I will reply to myself, but it's weird, right? But anyway, just to get everything in the camera. Cool? You can just raise your hand and just ask the question at any time. And what I will do, of course, I will show some boring slides to just create some concept about what I'm going to show to you. And then I will show some code. Cool? Don't judge me when I'm coding, please. Okay? Normally we do that, right? But like, don't do this at me. This is too early for. Yeah. All right. So my name is Elias. I'm a Brazilian guy living here in Netherlands for a while. I'm one of the Java champions, Oracle Ace Pro, Java Magazine Elias Nogueira. So basically I do a lot of things for the community as well giving talks, because I like it. So that's pretty much me. If you guys want to, you guys can follow me in my social networks, Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub, OnlyFans, whatever. You will see me there. Okay? And subscribe to the other one. To give me, no, I'm kidding. I post a lot of content about quality, so this is my primary job. So if you want to learn a little bit more about quality, how to do with Java, you can follow me, and there's a lot of guys doing the same. Cool. Within this tool, not because of the tool, but in software, we solve problems, right? And we also create problems to solve later. It's normal. So what problems do you solve? Three things about data generation. One is the meaningful data. It's really common that when we generate data, and if you guys are familiar with this output, it's the RandomStringUtils, right, from Apache Commons. So we get some tools to generate data, but if you try to read it, it's impossible. It's better to read any other language written in rather than this. This don't say anything. It can be valid, but there's a high chance to be invalid as well. Other thing is data requirements. So everything we test or we do is based on inputs in the front end, even in the back end. So if you don't generate meaningful data like this, age as 0, in few contexts might make sense, but in most of the context doesn't make sense. Maybe for an edge case, but for like a valid data, maybe not. The other problem you solve that is really common, it's fixed data. And I see this a lot. It works because sometimes we drop the whole database, then we use the application again, so it's fresh to start and everything. Normally, it solves a lot of issues or bugs we have, right? Okay, we have a bug with this data. Okay, wipe out the database and it's solved. So it's not the way we should do. But it's normal we have like fixed data. The common case, the second time we run it, it's a conflict, so the data is already there. Sometimes we have a brilliant idea to add some random numbers after the name or after the email, etc., but it's still not that like meaningful and it's not following the data requirements. There's plenty more. Those are three I will focus, okay? For example, this in the API context is a response body. Can you guys understand the data here? Imagining you're doing a troubleshooting. Okay, let's say, okay, it failed with this response body. And you try to analyze, okay, the logs and see, okay, what happened? It's impossible, basically, right? It's possible, of course, we copy, try to debug, use the same data, but it's more difficult to understand. We need to wait for a few seconds or minutes to understand it first, then we start the debugging process. And we will solve this as well. Cool. How will you solve it? With Datafaker. Comment here. There is a lot of tools that can generate data, okay? All the tools are super great. I like more Datafaker. A lot of people like more Datafaker, and I will show you why Datafaker is super cool and nice to use. Datafaker is based on JVM, so Java, Kotlin, and Groovy. You guys can create easily any kind of data. And it has a lot of providers or generators. So names, address, finance, business, internet, 200 more. Half of the 200 more are kind of garbage because they are kind of fun. Generate some movie, something. So it's not that reliable, but half of them are fun. Half of them are really business case scenarios that we can use, like finance, address, and things like this. How is the generation in a nutshell? It generates random data, but it has a limited amount of data there. How it works, more or less. There's a lot of data in YAML files. And then, in the YAML files, a class that we call provider goes there, try to see, okay, it's a name. In the like 100 names, it gets a random one. And start composing with another different things. This is nice because of one thing. It's GDPR compliant. A common bad pattern we do apply is, okay, let's get the production database. Let's get some data there. And let's use for everything. This is not GDPR compliant. So everything that Datafaker has inside the YAML files are really fake. It might be the case 1 or 2 names maybe exist, right? Because they have like millions of people. But yeah, it's super GDPR compliant as well. So you can freely use it, extend it, and do a lot of things. What are we going to see today? The base providers, super easy way. Repeatable results, because when you're doing troubleshoot, creating data with Datafaker, we need to have a seed or something, okay? I need to reproduce the exact same data, right? The transformation schemas, how we can generate data for files, which is nice. The real-life usage, and how you can extend it. You can easily extend it, and maybe you have a lot of kind of generators inside your project, and you would like to use all the Datafakers as well. So you can just extend it super easy way, and you can have in one library everything. Let's talk about the base providers. So it's super straightforward. I'm giving the easiest ones, like names. Everything starts with the instance of Faker. So Faker, name, full name, it gets a full name. Address, full address, IBAN, credit card number, an image, password, and everything. So it's super straightforward. And it's a fluent pattern, right? Faker.name, everything that is related to name, you get it. So super easy, you guys know it, you guys know how to create it. To show this, please don't judge me. This is me coding at home, like myself in the computer, like remotely, and this is me at conferences. So probably I'll do a lot of mistakes while coding because you guys are watching it, right? But let's try to do this few things. By the way, I will show a lot of things in a project. You guys will have access to it later. So I will just show in the end of this talk a tiki. So you guys pay the tiki. I will send the slides. No, I'm kidding. You guys are super tough. You guys are not like, laughing about it. But anyway, so I have a lot of things here. But what I will do, I will just create one here. I already have, but I will do live, like my precious. Oh, I told you guys. Right? Ah! Cool. No, don't want to. Cool. This is just a class I will create as a test, but it's not a test. You guys will know. Of course, you guys know. So void my. And you can see that my clean code skills are really high as well, right? In naming things. So everything starts with Faker. So Faker, new Faker. Cool. Now we'll have access Faker dot a lot of providers. So internet, but it's super big. Cool. Name, finance, time and date is super. Time and date is super nice because you can have like birthday with minimum and max age. You don't need to calculate and create a lot of different code or search in Stack Overflow how to do it like in a super fast way. It's already here. So you can have a lot of different things. Finance address, like you have Australia. Maybe you have the breakdance there Australia.breaking dance movies. Like, no. You guys are laughing a little bit, so that's nice. So you have a lot of things here, but you have like, remember half of them are like fun, like this, or Avatar, or I don't know, Back to the Future. No, this is nice. But what you can do, let's do one thing. Var name, faker, first name. Var, give me something that I can create. Totally different. Hmm? Phone number. Phone number. Oh, it is basically IntelliJ like auto-completing for me. So it's nice. One more thing. Give me one more thing.
Well, email's nice.
Email. Cool. It's already here. It's like Instagram. It's hearing you, so it like providing the output right away. And I will put just an address just to show one case, specific case. So address. Cool. Nice. I love IntelliJ nowadays. And don't judge me as well. I'll do the outputs like this, just to show you. So this IntelliJ cannot do for me properly, unfortunately. Phone, cool, and email. And I will run this. And the output is, fuck, this old code. Okay. And I will, Jesus Christ. Cool. Run it. Comment. And I will run it. Fuck my day. And I will remember that there is a cartoon that is cool here. So we can see that is Pierre. Nice. Because it's just a name, right? It's not a full name. Pierre. Nice name. So the address, a phone number, an email. If I run it again, now is Alfredo with a different address. And what is nice about it? Is there anyone who is from abroad with a totally different language, not based on Latin? Here? No, okay, it's fine. But for example, I will add a new locale. PT is mine, no, so IntelliJ knows me. If I'm not mistaken, this is locale for general locale for China, for Chinese. And if I run it, no. Check this. Chinese is, let me do the normal locale. Locale.china, cool. Look at the output. I cannot understand, but it seems pretty reliable, right? At least for a common knowledge, yeah, it seems pretty reliable. And if I do this with new locale, if I'm not mistaken, it's EN AU, Ukrainian? No, it's something, oh wait, let me see if it's, no, anyway. But we can generate, or Italian, or any other locale that you want to, it generates based on that locale. Why is this good as well? Of course, it can generate localized data. If we're doing even localization testing somehow, or like normal things nowadays, we create a lot of things for RTL language, right to left, mostly Arabic language. It's nice because you generate correctly, you can test your payloads, your front end and everything with this data. You don't need to try to Google and try to search or generate like this kind of data for this language for me. Datafaker does it. Cool? Any questions so far?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you change the address format? Because in the Netherlands we don't like this.
Nice question. So the question is, can I change the address format? So let's do one thing. Where is the locale for Netherlands? NL. It's correct, right? Let's generate it for Netherlands. And now we do have, yeah, cool. It's impressive, right? If I'm not mistaken, let me see one thing. Var postcode. Postcode, nice. So I need to just, after the address, postcode. Let's see if it's a reliable postcode as well, like here in Netherlands. Phew, bingo. So it's nice because there's a lot of different locales behind Datafaker with reliable data for any localization, even Netherlands. Yeah, we have there. Cool, but it's a nice question. It will follow the format in any kind of language because like how the guys are contributing, this is an open source tool, by the way, so anyone can contribute. So you can go there and just, okay, this is not correct, I will fix it, this kind of data, the correct format and everything. So we have like really reliable data, fake data, but reliable data here. Of course, this address won't match with the postal code, but it's valid. Any other questions so far? No?
Is it possible to match the address and the postcode?
Yes, at some point. That is the includes secondary, no, building number. Let's see together. Street address number, prefix, zip code by state, no. No, fortunately no, it's separated. But I will maybe reply to this in the end, because there's some things that, like, if you try to generate a name in a mail, they won't match as well, because it's totally random. So, of course, we have ways to do it, and I'll explain in the end, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, yeah, this is me coding. You consider it's really true, right? So we have also repeatable results. So, for example, I'm creating a predictable data using just a random 0. Every time that I use a random 0, the same output will be placed. So let's do this here with this. I'm still using Netherlands, cool, but I can I will just use locale. I can use the locale plus the seed, new random 0. Cool. Let's run. And I have Jackie. And if I run again, I have Jack as well. All the data are the same. If I run it again, let's see the phone number and the email. Jewel Rice. Yeah. Cool, same. This is nice because it's repeatable. But probably you guys won't do like this, right? Because if you just add 0, you have the same results all the way. So one good thing to do, we can maybe use a new random next int. Cool. Var seed. Of course, this is, you guys we use a proper log tool, etc. to log it, but like what I would do, okay, this is the seed, and then I will seed it with the seed. And then you guys will run it. You guys have the seed number, right? I will copy this one. Cool. Let's take a look at Ernesto is the name, right? I will run more 2 times. It's a different data with a different seed. Again, different data with different seed. Now if I just put that seed we had, bingo, Ernesto. So a good thing to do with Datafaker, to just have this random data but repeatable at some point when you are debugging something, you're trying to troubleshooting something, is to add a random seed. Then you can, okay, now I have an issue, I get the seed, I have exact the same information to debug in my local machine, remote machine, whatever. Cool? This is super easy, straightforward. Questions about this? Super easy, right? So transformation schemas, this is super nice. And I would say I like this and don't like this at the same point. And I will explain why. I explain what is this and then why I like and what I don't like. Transformation schemas, basically you create a schema. So in schema for Datafaker focus, you create basically a map saying the key you want. I want a name, I want an address like we are doing, and then the method associated to it. You created a schema, and then you tell Datafaker, okay, I have this schema, generate a JSON file for me, or SQL file, or even a Java class. Why I would do Java class? I don't know. You can generate a Java class with some data there. Or XML, everything that is common to use, you can generate. Sometimes it's really good if you have a batch process, right? Sometimes the batch process is a CSV file, it's a JSON, something like this. You can generate random reliable data and just upload. What I don't like when you use files as data source, it's because sometimes the data there is fixed. At some point, that fixed data will fail. And we commonly forget about it, right? It's in the research folder, it's there as a JSON. We create it one time, we run, it's running, all green, we forget about it. But if you make the tool generate it, you will remember that I'm generating a JSON there. If it fails, cool. I just need to change maybe one line of code and it's fixed. Instead of getting a CSV file or JSON file that's super large, and it needs to find, copy, paste, and replace, and doing everything like this. How it works? I generate the schema, super straightforward. It's called schema in Datafaker. So it's 2 strings, basically. You have a map. They call it fields internally. So you have the key, name, then the function that will return based on what you want to generate data. So faker, name with the middle name in this case. And I have username, email, password, try to simulate like users generation, created registration here. And look at how nice is that. Password. I want a password between 8 and 12, and you can like play with it. It's super nice as well. So it gives like whole freedom to do a lot of edge cases. Cool. Schema first, and then I have 2 different ones. I have CSV here in the screen and SQL. So super straightforward. CSV, you have like CSV transformer. Everything is through a transformation. So the transformer there has a builder because each kind of file has its own like differences, right? CSV, you can add comma, you can add anything you like to separate. And SQL, you have a lot of different things like dialects or things you would like to generate. But CSV, let's focus. I want a header true, I want a separator as comma, and then I just tell Datafaker, okay, transformer, not the transformers like Autobots, but yeah, could be, generate. And then we'll generate a CSV output for you. Same thing for SQL. In this case, I want a batch of 5. Table is that, my table. Dialect is Postgres, build, and transformer generate that schema for me with 10 results. And of course, each builder, each generator has the amount of data you want to generate there. Cool. How it works in real life? It's super easy. Now instead of coding, because I will spend the whole time of talking code because you can see that I'm super slow and I made a lot of mistakes. I will show already generated ones. So just for guys to see here, I have my schema. So schema is 2 pairs of strings. The field is exactly the same I show in the slides, okay? So I will generate data, CSV, and SQL based on this, name, username, email, password. Then it's the same thing as well. I'm saying, hey, Autobot, like I have the header as true, separator is comma, and generate 5. Cool, I will run this one. It shows me in my output, but I also creating this and outputting my resource file because of course you want to show to the user right as a log. Maybe you want to, but you generate a file based on that. And if I open the file, I can see this IntelliJ just created like an Excel file, but yeah, I can see that data. Nice, right? If I run it again, come on, here, yeah, cool. So the first name is Kurt, generated again. A new CSV file generated with this different data, but in the same data conditions that you created. So password was between 8 and 12. So I don't have anything less than 8 here and more than 12. If I generate again, I will see the same thing. So reliable data based on data requirements. It all the time random. Easy peasy, right? Cool. The other one is SQL. It's the same thing, but I'm saying generating Postgres format. I could maybe to MySQL, and I will run this one. I will look directly out in the output, and I can see insert into name, username, email, password, values. Exactly the common SQL syntax, right? Everything is here. Super easy, and you can do for whatever it's supported. Even YAML files, that's how to manage, right? You can do it. Don't do it, please. Unless you really need to. Questions so far? Go ahead.
Can you also use this to, if you have, for some services generate really large JSON files, for instance, as responses, and then sometimes in tests you want to just put some fake data in there, just to have a bit of random thing. Can you?
Yeah, the question is if I want to create a large file with random data, but maybe reliable, I don't know, 1 giga of file.
Just adapt an existing response with some placeholders, for instance. I could, of course, use Datafaker to create the data and then use a template library to put that data in. But is there
Oh, you can. You see, yes. Yeah, you can use like using some outputs from output or inputs to use Datafaker in the middle of the process and then continue. Yeah. You need some abstractions to do. Just you can do the Datafaker, but just needs to model your class based on the input and output, right? So, but yeah, you can do. But I was thinking that you are going to ask if I can generate a large number of data. Of course you can, and Datafaker has performance tests for that, and it's super fast. The build, when they merge the project, any feature, there's a performance test there, generating, doing benchmarks. So it's really fast as well. It's written in Java, it's fast. How fun, right? No, I'm kidding. Cool. Now the outputs. Real life usage. This is super simple, you guys already know, but I will tell you about one kind of approach in real life you guys can use. You guys can use a lot of different approaches as well. This is the way I use, by the way, as well. That is common at firm in the market. Like normally you can call it test data factory. And if you guys will search how to generate random data in a super nice way, they call it as well object modder. Why object modder? I don't know. Doesn't make sense for me, but like test data factory makes a little bit more sense. What is this? It's the combination of a model class, because you have email, password, etc. It's a model, right? And you need to create a model for that, normally any programming language, to easily manipulate it. Then we have a factory pattern. Just create a factory to generate things. That is Datafaker do, right? Generates things, but you guys will get the idea. And then to combine this, I need a tool to generate the random data. Otherwise, it's fixed data, is the same problem as usual. How we do it? For example, I have here, and I created based on that model, a builder, where I have name, username, email, and password. And I'm saying, hey, Datafaker, in each attribute, in each field, generate middle name, username, email, and password. What I'm doing here, you can see that I'm mimicking, super easy, a factory, user data factory. I have the instance of faker, and I have a factory method, which is generating a valid user. And to generate a valid user, I'm using a model that has a builder to make it easier, right? Instead of set. Then in each field, I'm injecting the data that Datafaker is auto-generating it. Every time I want a valid user, based on this condition, it's a valid user. I will have a different data, but it's valid. This is more or less how we can do, in a super easy way, use it in any kind of project to generate data. If I want to generate something that is for the edge cases, like password is not matching with the minimum requirements, so the requirement is at least 12 chars. And I can say, hey, for this I will create a method, password not matching, and then in the password field I say, okay, it's between 1 and 11. Easy peasy. So you guys will start creating methods, factories, like factory methods, to play with all the conditions you want to have in your tests, in your code, in your production, whatever. In an easy way, in a single point of change, you guys can have it all. just to show you, because I have this as well. I should have. Yeah, and I close it and I open it. And now that makes sense a lot, right? So I was talking about the real case, data factory. So let me just explain. I will use the, what is data factory? Valid user, but user. Where is my user? Here. I just have a user class with everything here, gets and setters, and I also have my builder based on all the building methods, etc. And I'm not using Lombok because nowadays, yeah, you guys know, right? But sometimes use. Cool. This is the first part. I have the model object. Then I have the factory, super straightforward, like user data factory, exactly the same way I was showing, but now I'm using a logger. So I want a valid user, let's say password. Let me just change. Password is from 12 to, I don't know, 24. Okay? This is the valid password based on the rules I have. Cool, it's a valid user. If I want something different, like password not matching, it's like 12 is the initial one, I have the edge case here. If you guys want to play now with all the edge cases, super easy. Like copy paste, change one thing, done. Of course, you guys could, instead of generating everything here, generate a valid user and then just changing that specific one as well. But this would duplicate maybe the output you have in your log. But anyway, it's super easy to manage. If I run this, valid user. Whoa, it's failing. Let's investigate, because I expect this, okay? It's not like I'm not expecting this. So what is the tool saying to me? Okay, expecting 24, but to be between 8 and 16. Remember, I changed my password requirements there in the generator, right? 12 to 24. And here in the assertion, I have 80 to 16. It's good because, let's say, my data requirement has changed for password. How I can solve it? In compliance with my data generator, or with my requirements where I need to change two things, the generator and the test. Then if I run again, nice, valid. And should be really reliable if I keep pressing running, no issues anymore. I don't need to use RandomStringUtils or any kind of tool, or creating my own kind of generator with numbers, etc. to match this. It's already here, super easy to do. Same thing for this not matching the requirements. So it's running, and I will run again. Let's see if it will fail at some point, because sometimes it fails, right? The test is running for like forever, and at some point it stopped. And we don't know what the hell, it's not working anymore. And we need to debug it. In this way, it's cool, because I'm saying, okay, it's less than 11. But let's put it's less than 12. It's wrong information here, right? For the minimum requirement. It should not pass, but at some point it will pass. Why? Because it's generating sometimes 12. Not sometimes, all the time. But if I do less than 20, it should be possible, right? Yes, but at any time it's generating less than 20, it fails. Let's see. It's not the case, not the case. Not the case, generating a lot, okay. Not the case, come on. When you need them fail, they don't fail, right?
Use repeated test on the...
Yeah, I could use repeated and then so. But it should be in the first one. Come on. Okay, let me just force it. No, less than 26, it will pass as well. It is less than 26. 13. Whatever. For example, you guys, yeah, go ahead.
Create
Yeah, no, less than 11 was the first one. Yeah, but I would like to have it like in between, because it could have 11 or 24. If I, for example, put 20 and it's less than 20, like in terms of chars, it will fail. Ah, yeah, I can change it. Yeah, but you guys got the idea, right? And then if like would be 20, it would be valid for some cases and invalid for others. Why I'm trying to force this error? Just to connect to the one of the first slides. Data requirements super important. You guys need to really pay attention to data requirements and see this in your test. Cool? Nice. So, oops, how to create yours? Datafaker has a lot of different things more, but this is the basics of Datafaker. You guys can see a lot of different, a little bit more different features there. But one of the best things you can do with Datafaker as well is just extend it in a super easy way. How you can do it? In only 3 steps. So step 1, you need to create a YAML file. Remember, Datafaker is based on YAML files with data there. What I'm doing here, I will create a generator to generate random Java conferences. Cool? And what is the pattern I should follow? The first one is this YAML file should start with a locale, because if I want to localize, okay, I want just like the Java conference in the United States in English, I can create a file only for that. I want the Java conference that is happening in China, I can CZ or China locale, and I can add that specific data there. Cool? Locale first, then second, the faker, this is a pattern, locale, then faker, then you get the main generator. Remember when we type faker dot and you have all that generators? This is the provider. So you need to create a provider, is the third line. Then you create all the other aspects you need to generate actually data. In this case, I want the Java conference. From Java conference, I want to generate names. Cool? And have a list of names. Of course, this will be random generated, but it's limited, right? Because I have just a limited set of data. But you guys got the idea, right? It's the first thing to do is the YAML file. Datafaker has it for all the things you want, and I will show you later. Second thing, you create your provider. So the same name you added for Java conference after faker, normally you create a class, Java conference, we extend the abstract provider from Datafaker, and then we do a connection. It means to connect this class with the YAML file I want. So if you guys can see here, I'm saying add the path, and the default is English, and then the path is Java conference YAML. What Datafaker will do, if you have any different locales, Datafaker will try to find the Java conference YAML and look at the first item, which is the locale. In the file, normally we add this, but it does that. And then, okay, it matches one English with this. Of course, you guys can create a fallback here. Okay, English is default, but if it has any overload from the locale, from faker, from the original object, then use that instead of English, for example. That Datafaker does behind the scenes. Super easy, right? Create a class, extend an abstract class that I need to just connect the YAML file with my class. Cool? Then, the last thing, in the same class, you now have the generators like name, full name, etc. You add here. I'm just creating the name of the conference. And what I'm doing, hey, resolve for me the Java conference.name. Remember that Java conference is the after faker is exactly the same structure in the ML file. Java conference names. If I would have more location, for example, to match the location, I will create one more item in my YAML file, location. And then here, instead of Java conference names, I would create a new method, location, and then resolve Java conference.location. Super straightforward and easy, right? So with only 3 steps, creating a YAML file with data, create your provider class, connecting the YAML file with it, and then resolving what it wants to show as generator, you have your own generator. Easy peasy. Of course, instead of using YAML file, you guys could use any other data source, but the way of Datafaker to do those things easily is with the YAML file. Does it work? I hope so. So this is probably an execution, but cool. I have more 10 minutes. So, custom provider. Cool. So I will just run this, and then I will show the code, and I will show how Datafaker also do it, okay? Only the YAML files, but cool. I will run this one. It should generate a Java event name, and I'm using a login Java Land. Do you guys know Java Land? Super nice one. It was in a amusement park in Germany. Now it's not there anymore in the same place, but it's a nice event in Germany. So next one, JFocus. You guys know JFocus? A super nice conference in Stockholm, Sweden. Super nice one. The best food ever for Java conferences. They serve fresh salmon there. Fresh salmon. So now it's yeah. Now with this information, yeah. Here we go. JNation in Portugal. Super nice. But you guys can see that I'm talking about conference, but you can see a lot of different conference from that file is being generated. DevNexus from the United States, the biggest Java conference in the United States, DevNexus, super nice one as well. That will be March next year. Cool. How am I doing it? So, one piece I just forgot to tell you. I'm creating my custom faker. Why is that? To split and to know what is Datafaker only and what is my precious data generator, internal confidential one. Okay? So what I did, my custom faker extends faker, then I have it all. I have Datafaker and I have mine. What I'm doing here, okay, Java conferences. And then I, get the provider, associate Java conference class, instantiate it as new, and return itself. But these Java conferences, remember, it's the same thing I was showing the slides, and it resolves this YAML file. This YAML file is the same I'm showing the slides with all the conferences here. Where is it located? In my research folder, of course, Java conferences. Cool. Close this. Then what I'm doing here, resolving names. But if I would like to, like I was explaining before, I can easily, give me one aspect of Java conference or anything that I could add here. Location, okay, location. I will create as a list. So, I don't know, let's two, because location will be all the time, we will handle in between two, but you guys got the idea, right? I added a new thing with data. It's supposed to be a lot of data, but okay. What I should do now, not description, but location, and then return resolve location. Cool. I added one set of data, location. What I can do now? Not here. Yeah. So Java event var location, my custom faker, Java conference dot locations there. Magic. Remember that meme? Like magic. I love that meme. Cool. And let's log the location. I ignore the test, the assertion. Cool. Now I have Devox Belgium at Edge, Netherlands. Really nice, but yeah, remember it's not connected. But I will run again. I hope you can get the DevNexus, yeah, Atlanta, USA. But you guys understood the idea, right? Super easy to create a new set of data and associate with your custom class. Really easy. And just to finalize, before I just finish, just show how Datafaker manage it, because Datafaker does all the magic. It's basically this, but if I access the Datafaker itself, let me go to my custom faker, let me see where it's located. Cool. You can see that I have a lot of YAML files in Datafaker. right? With a lot of locales. Those are the base ones. And I can have this as well as specific ones. If I want to, for one locale, but I totally need to change the address for a different way, I can just extend it. But let's get one here, like random one. Let's see, Spanish Mexico. So you guys can see that the locale is for Spanish in Mexican, okay? Then I have faker, then I have like address. I'm overloading what I want to replace for this locale. Got the idea? Then I have everything that I want. So Acapulco, remember Chavo del Ocho? Go to Acapulco, right? Only one knows. Because we are from South America, because of that. So I can see a lot of things like apartamento, departamento, that is Spanish words. And anything like time zone is not, but. And look how nice is that. When I want like city with state, I already have municipality with data. I already have the state with data. I just concatenate them both. Then I create that composition. Someone asked, can I have in the address, can I have the postal code? Normally there in Datafaker you can have, but you can create now one more entry, okay, address with postcode, and just like address, dash or something in the postcode, and they connect together. Super easy way. If you need, the last question, or one of the questions, if you need to generate something that is connected, unfortunately, you need to create some rules there. Of course, you need to create an abstraction, generate the data, matching the data. If it doesn't match, you get the name, you put in the username, or do this transformation. We discussed this on Datafaker with the guys there, but they don't want to connect this because it should be totally fake, right? Reliable but fake. If you start connecting with the name should match the username and the email, etc., it's more predictable, more opinionated. And we don't want this in the full random generated data, not like as a library. Cool? In the slides you see, I won't show this now, but you see how you can, if you have an internal one, and it's not confidential, and it needs to give back to Datafaker as a default one, you can do. There's 4 steps. It's basically the same thing, but you have one more step to do that. Cool? And then is the time I say thank you. And before that, if you guys scan this, I will just change it a little bit. You guys will see a page like this is one of my GitHub projects with the list of all of my talks. And there's one here, past presentations. And if you guys go there, you guys will see jfall. You guys click here. You guys will see the slide. You guys click here. You guys will see the project that I'm using with all the examples and everything. You guys can download and can exercise. Don't Google Elias Nogueira because the first thing will be only first. The second thing will be this. It's bad joke again, right? No one's laughing. But if you get this QR code or just follow me or any social network, will be there. The talk will be there. If you have any feedback to give to me later, please do. Even if it's the constructive one, it's the best ones actually. Please give to me. I will be super happy to receive it. Cool? Thank you so much for being here and for all the questions, guys. Wish you a super nice conference today.